I count cash.
Count cash. Well, the gate was $480,013. That's how much was taken in on ticket sales. It was 47,514 paid in the building, with 12,511 tickets given away, and that's obviously a massive amount of tickets to give.
12,000. They gave away an arena.
They did. Oh, right, yeah, think of it that way. Well put. 60,525 total. They did all kinds of shit to get people into the building. They did a promotional campaign with Taco Bell, where if you went to a Taco Bell in the San Antonio area, you could get coupons for discounted tickets, or even, I guess, qualify for free tickets. They're obviously giving tickets away like mad. There's also a tremendous walk-up business, which is something that they were very, very skittish about, because Texas being so close to Mexico, the tradition has always been massive walk-up business. There's almost no advances in lucha libre. You can't tell,
Right.
several days out how you're doing. It just depends on who shows up that night. That's just the way the culture works. And as of January 14th, according to the Observer, they only had sold 28,800 tickets for a 71,000 seat building. So they were, they were hardly sold out in 90 seconds like they're used to these days. The luxury
Right.
of these days of knowing the building's going to be full, and the secondary ticket resale market will do the rest of the work, but we've got our money. So that's not great, and they hope to be a bit ahead of that. But the walk-up was so substantial. And part of why, and we'll talk more about this in the deep dive, that they bring in all these AAA guys, AAA being the Mexican wrestling promotion that was leading the country of Mexico at that point in time, was because of the thought it would gravitate people across the border who were used to walk-up ticket purchases to be swayed to buy the Rumble, to attend the Rumble.
So there are two things I remember from this show vividly that I remember watching from this show. The first was being so annoyed and so bummed at all these Mexican lucha libras in my Royal Rumble.
In your Royal Rumble.
That's right. I had no idea what was going on. And I remember thinking, this is the funny part. My memory at the time of like watching it, I remember more than half of the entrance of the Rumble itself were luchadors. Even though this is not the case at all.
It was like 6 or 7, right?
For some reason, four guys.
Are you kidding?
There are 4 fucking luchadors in the entire match itself.
It's incredible. There is a 6-man, but
yeah, there's right. Not in the whole event, but literally in the Royal Rumble match. But for some reason, I had this memory of a slew of like 10 entrants.
That's how much of
in
an
a row.
imposition it felt to you.
Yeah.
An invasion it felt to you. That's
Right.
hilarious. That's almost
Right.
like the perceived immigration problem in the country. It's like Mexicans everywhere. It's like, not really. They're in like 3 states, but
No, right. Secondly, this is totally off topic, but it's important. In my Hasbro Jax universe, I had just at this time finally grown the courage to turn Hulk Hogan heel. And I used him in the place of Stone Cold Steve Austin with my figures watching the show live, and had Hogan win the Rumble.
so that's why this is so big for you. You're booking on the fly
This is
too.
huge. I'm booking on the fly like crazy because I also didn't know who I was going to use as Hogan. I said, well, you know what? Austin's a pretty bad, he's kind of the epitome of the heel. I'll have Hogan be.
And you decided to do this before you knew he was going to win.
Yes.
Talk about a massive experience of this show.
Hogan would then would go on to face Shawn Michaels for the WWE title and beat him for it. Now, do not ask me why I remember my booking for this period of my life, because I have no idea why I remember this shit.
Happens.
For some reason, this was a huge. I mean, I think it was because in my imagination, turning Hogan heel was like never an option.
Right.
And so it really stands out because
Did you color a red and yellow Hogan black? Is that what you did?
I had the last Hasbro Hogan, which was the Jake Roberts punch, the
shirtless
spring punch Hogan. Yeah, shirtless. So I did use a Sharpie marker and color the lower half all black, and I colored the bandana black, and I colored in a beard.
Right.
I did do it. I ruined my Hasbro for the sake of my imagination.
Fucking great.
Booking.
Meltzer reports that there were, quote, literally millions of discount coupons throughout Southeast Texas for this show.
Wow.
On cans of Dr. Pepper and at Taco Bell's. And they were blacking out the show around Southeast Texas for pay-per-view. So if you lived around San Antonio, you couldn't order the show. You couldn't do it.
Wow.
Couldn't do it. You could do it on replay, but that night, buy a ticket. That's how psyched out they were about filling this building, how much the word came from on top that we're going to prove we can do this, and how someone was going to get blamed if they didn't. You better believe it. And
Jesus.
so that's part of why the AAA thing starts to make sense. Like, how do we grab different constituencies? How do we make sure that not just the WWF fans see a reason to come to this, but wrestling fans that are into different wrestling down that part of the country? Mil Moscatus, and his draw with Mexican Americans and Mexicans, get them to the building if we put him on the show.
Or as I think Vince called them, Mil Mascaris.
Mil Mascaris, that's right.
I believe he called them that.
Mascaris is certainly the pronunciation. Mascaris, the kind of thing that runs in the heat if you're a woman. And you Mascaris. So we've got some optimism, and Bruce Pritchard talks about this too, because the WWF guys in the office apparently were taking huge solace in the fact that one time there was a tractor pull event at the Alamo Dome that did 30,000 walk-up ticket sales. 30,000 people on the day of the fucking tractor pull bought tickets. And so you hear that once, and goddamn if that doesn't, if you don't pray with your rosary to that god.
Yeah, but the finish isn't booked for the tractor pull.
Yeah. Tractor pull a swerve. And so they put the AAA guys to work as well. We'll talk more about how deep the alliance went. But on AAA, I'll just talk about it now. Fuck it.
Yeah.
The AAA television shows, if you were watching their shows in Mexico, and at the time AAA was the leading organization, had all kinds of Royal Rumble advertisements on it, all kinds of, basically to the point where you watch AAA and you felt like WWF was the bigger deal than the AAA guys because they spent so much time emphasizing that the Rumble was coming, that here were the guys in the Rumble. They even introduced mini versions of WWF characters as part of this alliance.
Mini Vader, Mini Mankind.
Mm-hmm. Mini Paul Bearer was part of there. And these are all characters they come up with, and actually four
Mini
of them.
Aldo Montoya. Mini Phineas. Mini
Sky Lolo.
Mini Ahmed Johnson.
So that'd be bizarre, huh? Mini Goldust they had. Which Vince said. Bruce Pritchard said Vince thought the minis were hilarious. The mini WWF characters, fucking love it. Take a look. Look at that son of a bitch.
Little fuckers. Huh? They think they can wrestle. They think they can work matches. They're fucking comedians, like clowns.
So there they are. And it went so far, and I think this was first revealed on the aforementioned Something to Wrestle With show, that there was overtures made to the table that WWF might actually be interested in buying AAA.
Wow.
They had the bigwigs at the table to talk about this whole thing, and that overture was actually made. And you had Antonio Pena, who of course was the patriarch of the Pena Wrestling Dynasty, and formed AAA and broke off from EMLL, the leading, longest-standing wrestling promotion in the world, to start the AAA group. And he's there at Vince's house. They had a couple more guys from the AAA office as well. They had the CEO of the WWE at the table. Bruce and Vince are all there, and they're talking about this. And at one point, the CEO, who I think his name was Neville Meyer, he was this South African guy who was just like a business executive, but had a stint in WWF, kind of as the front CEO face of the company. And he says at the table, we want to bring in this talent. We want to go into the Mexican market, and there is interest in buying your promotion. But according to Bruce Pritchard, it didn't go anywhere because part of it, he says, was that these guys just disappeared around the holidays. They were impossible to reach to close a deal. We're talking about November. Siestas and whatnot, right?
Yep.
And the fact that really it was hard for them to demonstrate what their assets were because everything was so informal in terms of handshakes and like Mexican contract law. Wow. It was hard to say what you would buy, to the comfort of an American lawyer, where you can like prove you can buy this from us and nobody can come back around and say, wait, you didn't own that to sell. So that was a big point of concern as far as going that far with it. But at the time, AAA was very successful, and you have to remember, boss, the pressure that WCW was exerting right now with the cruiserweights.
Oh yes.
You got Rey Mysterio, you've got Psychosis, you've got Juventud. All these guys are burning it up on Nitro every week, and they all came over with Konnan when he split off from AAA, where Konnan became a massive household name in Mexico, working for AAA in the mid-'90s and headlining huge shows. And he breaks off and brings a lot of the guys with him, including Rey. And they all come with him to WCW and do this revolutionary cruiserweight thing. WWF, of course, with their light heavyweight division, struggles to catch up, struggles to replicate. And part of the initial answer was to just stock up with AAA guys, do a Mexican-themed show, Super Astros, on Univision, and we'll just take all the AAA guys and have our answer to the cruiserweights. Part of the thought, too, was that apparently AAA was representing at the table, technically, your Rey Mysterios, your Psychosis, your Juventud Guerrera, we own them. Like, we have them under contract. I mean, they're working in WCW, but really, you could lock them up through us. And that was very enticing. Bruce Pritchard confirmed that was very enticing, that the top WCW cruiserweight names could arguably be still bought because of contractual irregularities and how they came over to WCW. So you can see.
Really?
Yeah, you can see how fucking exciting that is. Kind of reminds me how Vince just all of a sudden decided to stock up on all of New Japan's guys, including AJ Styles, last January, after they started to get some steam on Access TV, free cable television station in the States. So that's kind of the psychology there. As soon as someone gets some traction, we'll look to make one big dramatic move that'll gut them overnight. We'll hire UFC's announcer, lead play-by-play guy to jump without telling anybody once they started competing with us on Spike after we left, for example.
Yep.
So they go at it. They cut this deal, and he says, I'd like to tell you, Mr. Pena, we'd like to buy this promotion, and there was interest there, but it never happened. The due diligence process never really went anywhere. They were talking about doing some joint shows. They were very high on Hector Garza. They thought he had a lot of upside. He looks good on this show, Hector Garza.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely does.
And would go on to get a decent push, not anywhere near the push he should get in WCW the next year when they signed him up. Had a short-lived program with Scott Hall. I think he went over Scott Hall on Nitro, and it looked like they were going to pull the trigger with him in Mexico. That's the thing. These American wrestling promotions always salivate at the demographic potential of getting a Mexican guy over and selling to him, but they never really sit down and spend enough time understanding the psychology of that fan to make it work long term. Like Alberto Del Rio is such a great example. It's like he proved the second he left WWE that he knows exactly how to connect with the Mexican audience, but the way they do business in the American promotions and present characters would never allow for that enduring connection. And they'll be like, why isn't this working? He's Mexican. He's speaking Spanish. It's like, yeah, but that's okay.
Why don't they? Why don't they let him do what he
get to
does?
kick ass. They have to kick ass, and they have to stand up for La Raza. They need to be a top guy, and they need to always be defending the fact that they're Mexican and people are trying to, people are trying to get one over on them because they're Mexican, but they stand up proud as Mexicans and overcome. I mean, that's what it is. And they have to be tough. So we've got this going on, and the deal gets cut, and that's why you see all these AAA guys in the 1997 Royal Rumble and all the politics going on there. So that's that, and that adds to the full court press to fill the Alamo Dome, getting on that television. And Lucha Libre is in play. So we've got, according to Jim Cornette, with $480,000 made at the gate, they had to spend $125,000 to rent the Alamo Dome for this night.
Wow.
And Bruce Pritchard kind of disputes this. He kind of seems to remember that they got a real good cut rate for the building, and that sounds very high. That part of the reason the Alamo Dome was intriguing was not just because of San Antonio and Shawn Michaels, but because for some reason they wanted the show and could get a deal on it. And,
Why? Why could they get a deal on it?
Don't know. No, he didn't really specify. He just felt like he remembered that was part of the calculation, was that Alamo
Bruce
Dome.
Pritchard's got a very weird memory.
Well, sure. I mean, all he knows is
he's got the kind of memory
wrong if he doesn't like them. That's
he's got the kind of memory that
the wrestling business creates.
Well, not even that. He's got the kind of memory who's always.
One thing about the locker room, it's a mix of everything. Different races, religions, backgrounds, opinions, all of it. And yeah, you argue, you joke around, you disagree constantly. But when it actually matters, you've got each other's backs. No question. That's just being a good teammate. And honestly, that shouldn't stop when the game ends. But right now, hate is rising across communities in different ways. And Jewish communities are getting hit hard by it. And hate doesn't stay in one place. It spreads. So this isn't about agreeing on everything. It's just about showing up for people. The Blue Square is a simple way to do that. Just saying, yeah, I'm not cool with hate. Go to bluesquarealliance.org, grab one, share it. It's not complicated. Just be the kind of teammate you'd want in your corner.
You're up, we're up. It's the perfect match. Now it's on you to make the right decision while you're scrolling in bed. Go big or go home at 7-Eleven with their boneless wings tossed in hot honey sauce with a spot-on sweet and spicy combo. It's available at 7-Eleven and just $5 with 7 rewards. Visit your local New York 7-Eleven and satisfy that craving today. Valid through 6/23/26 while supplies last. Participating stores see app for full terms.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/iHeart. Terms apply.
He's looking for a job back in the WWE.
Yes. Ticket prices were $175 for the most expensive, and then all the way down to $18, $14, and $10 for the 1997 World.
Jesus.
So they really wanted you in on that family value tip. And so they wanted to fill it by any means necessary. It didn't really even matter how much they made on ticket sales. The game was played.
Just like the Nation of Domination.
They want to give that illusion, and that's the word Bruce Pritchard used, that illusion that, yeah, okay, we're coming back. We put 60,000 in the Alamo Dome. That's what this is about, is showing that the WWF is still an active and viable concern in this thing. And they also thought it'd be great for Shawn.
I remember kind of thinking that, actually, like a little bit, maybe not on a conscious level, but just the idea that because so many shows are done in these rinky-dink.
Oh, God, it's bad.
You know? It's really bad, and just the level of production is is lower compared to the Rumble. I mean, you look at the in your houses of the time, and they're just like, it's like this is awful.
Yep.
You know,
it's true. You've got too a huge effort for Rumble come Mania. Rosemont Horizon, least bought Mania of all time. I think the lowest gate any Mania has ever done. You know, so they're running on fumes just 2 months later after this huge effort to make this statement. They can't replicate it for the biggest show of the year. And WrestleMania 13 in 1997 will go down as the least popular WrestleMania in terms of, spectator interest of all time.
Wacky.
WrestleMania did less than Uncensored that year on pay-per-view.
Oh.
About that. So they're going with this idea, plus they love the idea of Shawn Michaels kind of getting the boost that they felt he was missing by being in front of this massive crowd and being, showered with adoration upon recapturing the belt. The kind of images they wanted out of WrestleMania 12, really.
All weird because between Survivor Series and the Rumble, he's kind of playing the fence, and so it's a very odd, because all of a sudden he comes back here on this show and he's all of a sudden full-fledged babyface, not playing the in-between.
Yeah, you watch In Your House December, you're not a huge fan of Shawn Michaels.
Or all the Raws in between, it's he's darker. I remember watching it at the time, I thought, oh, great. Shawn Michaels is going to be an uber heel now.
Yep.
One
of the things I thought that you'd like, for some reason, it's hugely significant to Bruce Pritchard that Ringling Brothers tickets had been cut around this point in time. He basically says that Vince always looked at the circus and Harlem Globetrotters to get a sense of how to price his tickets.
We got to look at our competition.
Here I am thinking I'm being an insult when I say that they are carnies, right? But they get the finger on the pulse of carnydom.
Patterson, we got to look at the competition.
What's up, boss?
Let's look at the numbers.
Yeah, look at the number.
What's the circus doing? How's Ringling Brothers?
Yeah. No coincidence that Ring is in there. All right.
What about What about the Globetrotters? They bring in a good gate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about WCW. I care about Ringling Brothers, the Big Apple Circus, and the Harlem Globetrotters. That's kind of what we do.
Mm-hmm. Touring entertainment.
Shoot.
Go more into that, boss. How are we the same as the Globetrotters? I don't know much about basketball.
Because we're a work shoot. They play basketball, but they have a crappy team.
It's bullshit.
They
play basketball, but it's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit. It's all smoke and mirrors and tomfoolery. That's what we do. We really could be the WWT, worldwide tomfoolery.
So yeah. As part of the push, they do a November 20th press conference in San Antonio with all the guys to announce this. Sid couldn't make it, okay? Sid's missing. Pritchard says on Something to Wrestle With, it was real bad. Sean stayed up all night drinking with Steve Austin, made the flight, dressed to the nines. But Sid, we couldn't find him. And eventually we all had to get on the plane.
I had to play a game. I had softball practice. I told you in my contract, softball comes first. Softball rules my world.
Yes, Sid. Does it say in your contract, too, that you can never unclench your teeth? That your teeth will always, your top and bottom rows of teeth will always be touching?
That is a medical condition.
Okay.
I have sewn my teeth together for maximum impact.
On that cast. Fuck y'all. Huh? You're goddamn right. So they couldn't find Sid. They eventually had to get on the plane. He wasn't there.
What an idiot.
They Bruce
I really want to know what goes through his mind.
He doesn't go to the press conference. He's the champion. Sean's going to take the belt. He doesn't go. Bruce said they were looking for Sid at the airport, and they started calling hotels to see if he was there or where the fuck he was.
You guys seen Sid?
Can you imagine?
Sid who? No, just Sid.
Get that on a milk carton. Bolo. San Antonio PD, a bolo for Sid Udy. He's known as Psycho Sid. Do not approach.
Might go by the name Psycho Sid,
Yes.
Sid Vicious, or Sid Justice.
Maybe struggling to fit food in his mouth because he doesn't open his fucking mouth.
I have to be fed through an IV. That is the only way I can attain sustenance.
Ooh, I wasn't expecting that. Well, that was an arousing thought, but nonetheless. They did a TV recap on Raw one week of this press conference, and all they had Todd Pettengill say in the voiceover was Sid was, quote, conspicuous by his absence. That is in wrestling. And they actually teased at the press conference that Brett, this is the press conference, of course, happened before December in your house, that it would be Brett coming into San Antonio to face Shawn Michaels. So they weren't above teasing people trying to move tickets that you might actually get to see Brett and Shawn in the rematch in San Antonio.
Certainly be much more exciting.
And Brett just totally, in the recap video of the press conference on Raw, throws total shade at the AAA wrestlers. They had Pete Off there and some of the other top guys from AAA as well at the press conference. And Brett just goes, I hope the Mexican wrestlers are as good as they say they are, and I look forward to them being great. And if they're not, maybe we'll have to use their masks as jock straps. They're right there.
He said that?
He did. And Vince is behind him.
That's good. They make fun of the masks, so they have all that pride for it.
Yeah,
tell
fuck
them
that.
I'm gonna rub my dick in their fucking masks.
You're gonna do business with us? They're gonna come to the table and help us move tickets for
You're gonna
Royal
do business
Rumble?
with us? I'm gonna do business with your fucking masks.
Exactly. Let him have it. Fuck that.
Fuckers.
He's pissed off. He's pissed
wear
off.
my dick sweat.
Exactly. He told Brett to say that.
You say that. You fucking say that, or I'm gonna hurt you real bad.
And if you have any doubt about the psychology at play here, being that we're going to show we're still in the game and we're still the best and we can do this and fuck WCW. Pettengill on the voiceover of this aforementioned press conference piece says there is no doubt the 1997 WWF Royal Rumble will shatter expectations and demonstrate the obvious superiority of its athletes.
Oh my God.
The obvious superiority of its athletes. I mean, who could question that their athletes aren't superior?
You've got 3 guys who are like the cream of the crop at this time. 3. That's it. That is it.
Got that?
3.
You're talking Brett. You're talking Shawn. You're talking Steve.
Yep. Nothing against Vader. Not saying he's not, but Vader is a little past his prime.
Sid.
Sid can't do shit.
Taker.
Taker's not Taker yet.
Hmm.
You know, Taker's not Taker yet.
How so?
You know, there just was Taker of the mid to late 90s is not a guy that I consider to be a good worker.
No, not at all.
You know, I don't.
Well, first of all, he's programmed with giants that can't move. So
right.
Good luck with that.
But I just, except for Vader, he works well with Vader. I'll say that. I enjoy.
Vader's a good worker.
Certainly, yeah. I mean, that might be more of a testament to Vader.
Yeah.
But when it comes to guys that I consider to be of the uber reliable level to pull out great matches, it's those 3.
Sure.
In this period.
So your point is, we talk about athletic superiority. You really talk about 2-3 guys.
Right. Talking about 3 guys.
Well, they make fun of Piper's artificial hip on Livewire and the fact that he's headlining. And that's what JR said. You know, they called him and asked him what he thought about Piper beating Hogan at Starrcade 96 on a WWF show. And JR flips out and says, you know, this is good for them. I'm glad they're making money, but they're old and they're an artificial hip and they shouldn't be in the ring if they're as old as I am. Meanwhile, the second Hogan becomes available, they gobble him up.
You know, right? Exactly.
Piper will be back, etc. Goldberg just came back and fucking.
I mean, but fucking Piper was working for them that year.
Oh, baby. Give me that taste, huh?
So let's not even go
in 96.
In 96,
so
Piper was under contract.
The New Generation show where they couldn't get over Hogan leaving at King of the Ring 94, headlined by Piper and Lawler. Older than Hogan, who had left and they're making fun of. So San Antonio Express News got on board. They did a great job, the marketing department, in getting the local papers and television stations and radio stations to get excited about this thing. There was coverage of the show and the wrestlers all throughout the run-up to the show. They had a front-page cover photo the day after, which they showed on Raw the next night. And it's so telling. You know, you got Steve Austin winning the Rumble. Holy shit, that's massive. You've got Shawn Michaels. The whole story of the fucking show is Shawn comes home and wins the belt main event. It couldn't be more crystal clear what the lead is. And the picture on the cover of the San Antonio Express News the next day.
Yes. Please tell me it's WCW.
No, it's Goldust on the top rope against Triple H in the opener.
Of course.
Did you know what they did?
Of course.
They got the fuck out of there as fast as they could.
You're damn right.
They got their picture in the opener and left.
Let's take the pictures and let's go get drunk.
Exactly. That was so great because it's like, for all the pride they could take and the attention that they got, they still were kind of covered in an obligatory throwaway way where there was no attention paid to what exactly it was they were trying to present. Just the fact that wrestling was in the dome, which is good. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. It's a good thing that they got this, but I just think it's so funny that how hard they pushed Shawn and everything and how they thought they filled the building and got over the idea that Shawn was coming home, and they fucking run a picture of Goldust and Hunter Hearst Helmsley on the cover. And the headline says, Rock Sock Rumble shakes the dome.
Oh.
Rock Sock? What? But you know that this is
at least Goldust from Texas. At least they got that right.
That's actually true. And there wasn't the headline item the next day. It was the centerpiece photo on the page 1, but the headline was, Lawmakers felt Gingrich intentionally misled panel. Right. Welcome to 1997.
Well, I'm not going to run a fucking headline with fake sports. I mean, that's just bullshit. I've got real shit to worry about down here in San Antonio. Run with the Gingrich story.
Is that the editor? Does he have a Resistol 6,000 gallon? Does he wear jeans and cowboy boots to the office?
I wear my business casual attire when I work That's all I'm going to say about that.
Does he pray to get rain during a drought? Does he pray? Does he
Sir,
pray as a way to solve the problem?
I pray every goddamn morning when I wake up.
God damn, he says God. He uses the name in vain, and then he said, "That's fucking great." I pray every goddamn morning. Jesus Christ, I pray, and fuck you.
I pray for this country,
Beaumont.
I pray for my well-being, and damn it, I fucking pray.
San Antone. Go ahead.
I pray for my beautiful city of San Antone. Every goddamn motherfucking
You're talking about bizarre. What the fuck? Where's this guy coming from? I pray every fucking day. It's like I wasn't Jesus. I didn't want to fight about it. I didn't want you to get emotional. Put your hanky away. Tex. Get a wardrobe consistent with the century you're living in. Either way. So,
like I said, we run with the Gingrich story.
Editorial decision. So yeah, in the final few days, according to Dave Meltzer, they sold 20,000 tickets to the Royal Rumble.
Wow, that's crazy.
$5 and $7 with discount coupons from Taco Bell.
Oh,
He writes the Taco Bell.
That's what I was thinking to myself. You're talking about, if they sold 47,000 tickets, and you're talking about a $450,000 gate. I'm like, how is that possible?
$5
How
tickets.
the fuck is that possible?
$5 footlongs. This was big for them. I mean, at the time, it was the largest paid gate they'd done since WrestleMania 3. Think about that. A Rumble did it. It was even bigger than the Hoosier Dome show in '92, or WrestleMania 8 in terms of paid gate. So it's a big night for them. It's a big success.
Bigger than 6.
Yeah, in terms of gate,
Really?
Paul, it was. Yeah, it was. They broke the all-time Texas State record as well for a wrestling show, which was set May 6, 1984. Flair versus Kerry Von Erich in Texas Stadium. Big show there, $402,000 at the gate. So let's see. Pardon me. I think the 6 is exempted because he talks about United States.
It's in Canada, right?
Yep.
Right.
3 other occasions outside the U.S. they did more. Hogan Orndorff in Toronto, Hogan Warrior in Toronto, and Brett and Davey and Warrior Savage in England. There you go. Those are the outside the United States ones that did more. That's the fucking table has been set. What do you want me to say? You want to say more? Royal Rumble 1997, boss.
I mean, not much else you can say. Shit.
We've got, of course, other business to attend to as well.
Mhm.
Our first show since No Mercy 2002. And, of course, I do want to make it clear that the Patreon listener request series is still humming. If you put money in the hopper,
Yes.
do not despair. We will get to it. But there was a feeling in the air that we needed to recapture the reins because too many special opportunities to do too many special things, notwithstanding something special for the 100th deep dive and the coinciding of the 97 Rumble with the Rumble this year in the Alamo Dome.
Also, the 30th annual Royal Rumble this year.
That's huge.
That's huge.
An AWA month in January, which, of
Yes.
course, in classic lap serendipity, happens to be the point in the year, if you were an AWA fan in the territory in the 70s and 80s, winter was always the big month for wrestling in Minnesota. I mean, territory basically shut down in the summer because everybody went on vacation. So how appropriate as we enter the winter months here,
Yes.
that we take a look at the AWA. And I'm excited about this. Boss, you want to lace them with the roster of shows? I think there's been a fair degree of mystery in terms of how we're going to approach an AWA journey, for lack of a better term.
Well, first of all, and I think this is completely unexpected. So I'm excited to announce this. We will be kicking it off next week with a deep dive of the movie The Wrestler. Not the wrestler that we're used to.
So fucking excited.
With Mickey Rourke.
But Ed Asner and
Ed Asner.
fuck.
This is a movie that was produced
Oh,
and conceived by Vern Gagne himself.
am I gonna have to put up with you calling him Gag?
Yes,
Me the whole
6
plot?
weeks of Gagne, of Gag Me.
Gag me, right? A
Um,
lot of that too.
and which features it's a wacky.
You've never seen it. I made you watch it for this. And
Yeah, I've
Russ,
never seen it. I've never seen it before.
You're getting why we need to do this.
Yes, it is a. It's
Oh my
a fascinating.
Fuck.
It's like
I'm so excited.
I just want to say this about it. It's like as if someone says to you, I want to show you what's really going on, but then they take you to a different place.
That is to say, show you what's really going on in behind the scenes
in wrestling, and then they
in the 70s,
right in the 70s,
and then they kayfabe you the whole time.
You know, it's like it's so with 100 million cameos from real wrestlers.
It's just,
and
I treasure this movie. I treasure it, and I never thought when we launched The Lapsed Fan and the concept of, you know, deep dives into your WWE Network archive, that there would ever be a way to shoehorn the wrestler into the concept of the show, and I'll be damned if we aren't there, because there is no better way to help you understand the nature and the psychology and the conceit of Minneapolis-based Verne Gagne-conceived AWA wrestling than this film, which he shepherded through, made happen, and reflects his entire philosophy on the business in a way that's
fascinating,
hilarious and fascinating. So I can't wait to start the AWA journey, and you'll see exactly why it makes sense. Because you can't understand the AWA if you don't understand Verne Gagne, and I'll be damned if he didn't come up with a film that explains who he is, good and bad, warts and all.
I know. That's probably the most fascinating thing, is kind of getting just an idea of really who Gagne is.
And how he looks at wrestling, what he thinks wrestling is. And this is 1974. These are all ideas that are formulated and baked into the business before Vince McMahon Jr. does what he does. This is before a hint of rock and wrestling.
This is like, I mean, think about it. It's more than it's a decade before.
It really is.
It is a decade before what we all it's what we all get warm and fuzzy about with wrestling.
And for those
who decade before,
those in the solar system, boss, who are anal retentive about getting ahead of things, where do we go from the wrestler?
We go AWA Super Sunday.
Fuck me, on the network.
First show on the network. Then from there, which is the famous or infamous Hogan Bockwinkel show,
1983.
Yep.
Then where do we go?
From there, we go to Super Clash 1, which is not on the network.
Alert.
It is not on the network.
Neither is The Wrestler, of course, but you can find that with a simple Google search.
You can find that on both YouTube and Dailymotion. You can find the Super Clash 1 on YouTube, the entire show. From there, we go to Wrestle Rock 86, which is on the network. Super Clash 2. And finally, Super Clash 3.
There it is.
And I'm sure we will talk about Super Clash 4. But as I mentioned before, Super Clash 4 did occur, but it was not neither filmed nor broadcast on television.
So maybe we can spend 4 minutes talking about it at the end.
Yes, we can talk about it in some fucking way.
AWA month. I can't wait. It's
almost 2 months of AWA, but we'll just say that January. We'll say the season of AWA. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. 'Tis the season of AWA.
Just when you thought it couldn't extend beyond in terms of how far back we're looking and understanding the transitions, WrestleMania 1 and 85, the journey, just when you thought we couldn't reset the table further back than Starrcade 83 in that Memorial Tour, we go to, 6 months before Starrcade 83 for Super Sunday. Okay, you got that before.
Yep.
Hogan, before he comes in, but still representing Hulkamania, and the whole character coming into relief in the AWA before he even gets to WWF.
And even considering this, we go to, we're going to 74. Next week, we're going 1974, 73.
My God.
It's pretty, and also just the...
We're going to learn a lot about how wrestling got to be where it is, because the AWA teaches you that. It's hard learning at points, but when it starts to hurt, you realize how much it must have hurt Gagne, considering the pride he took in the wrestling he presented all those years and the wrestler he was.
We're talking about, this is going to be a real...
Can we start now?
A history soon enough. This is going to be a real fascinating history lesson. And this is what I love, because I really enjoy bringing, kind of completing this puzzle.
That's right.
Of the history of this business, because it's with Mania, we started off in 85, like you said, we went back a little further. Now we're going back. In essence, I assume we're going to talk about really.
Yes.
I assume next week there's no better time. There's no other time we can possibly talk about the creation of the AWA, the split from the NWA.
Of course,
and
boss.
I mean, we're going back 1960.
But we're going back to the very